How's it going, everyone? Alex with Jeeps Limited here. So the trail we are looking at today is Trail 51, Panther Rock at Windrock Offroad Park. This trail is about 2 miles long and it is rated as a moderate difficulty. It's a pretty simple trail for the most part. There are a few little rocky sections where the trail kind of more or less crosses a creek. The more challenging parts of this trail are actually closer to Panther Rock itself, and getting to Panther Rock, it's a downhill descent with a bunch of ruts, but it's otherwise pretty manageable. And then if you're continuing north up the trail from Panther Rock, there are a couple of rocky sections and a rock ledge that you can do, or there's also a bypass around them. But otherwise, the trail is pretty simple, pretty manageable. There is a little bit of deeper mud, but there's also a bypass for that as well. To run the trail end to end, we went south to north. It took us approximately 45 minutes to an hour. Hard to say though, because we did spend some time on Panther Rock. This trail is one of 3 Jeep Badge of Honor trails at Windrock Park. On the Jeep Badge of Honor trail, they have it rated as a 4 to 7, moderate to demanding, and some of the reviews call it very simple. Some of the reviews call it extremely challenging. Overall, I think I would rate this as about a 4 out of 10. Like I said, it's really not super challenging, but there's a couple of little bit more challenging spots if you're in a smaller vehicle. As you can see, we did run this trail during and after a rainstorm, but I don't believe that had any effect on the difficulty of this trail overall. This section coming up here is a good overall example of kind of the trail conditions here. You'll see a decently sized rock pile where a creek is crossing the trail in 4 low with a medium clearance, high clearance vehicle. You should really have no problem just kind of crawling your way through these areas. But these are the areas that kind of make this trail a little bit more fun. And then actually on the left side of this trail, the left side for us at least, there's quite a few waterfalls coming down the trail, which is actually pretty cool to see as well. Overall, I did like this trail because it was very scenic, and it was one of the few trails we went on where we were more almost in a valley, as opposed to a lot of the trails here at Windrock are up on top of the mountains or just ascending or descending the mountain. This one I felt like spent a decent amount of time at a lower elevation. Here is the only real muddy section that was more or less unpassable. I nosed into this and realized that it got worse the further you go, and then I tried to back up out of it, but I couldn't back up, so I ended up kind of shooting across it and having to turn around and do a little goofy thing. But there was a bypass for this area, luckily, because this mud looks pretty nasty and pretty slick to get up out of. So this is probably the one area you really need to watch out for, and just I would avoid it pretty much at all costs unless you're really into deep mud. At this point, once I realized the bypass in the mud hole wasn't going to work, I tried to back out of it, and you'll kind of see here that I struggled to back out of it. I wasn't able to, so I ended up just shooting across it, like I said, and then just kind of more or less made a U-turn to get back on the trail and take the actual bypass that goes around the entire mud hole.
I got lucky, and I don't know if you're going to get lucky too.
What is that?
I don't know, but
Yeah. What did I just did? Oh, don't worry, I had a plan this whole time.
This little bypass does have a very small ledge on the other end here that you're going to see me get out and check out, because it looked like a big drop off, but it wasn't. It was just it's just a mild little drop here.
Yeah. Okay. He wants to sit behind us? He wants to sit behind us? Can you hear me? Fucking Camera on.
I stopped here to take a couple pictures of one of the waterfalls coming down the hill. Like I said, this trail had quite a few of them, which were actually pretty cool to see.
Yeah, we're sightseeing. Can you hear me at all? Fucking piece of shit. Kyle, get him out.
Should we have those nice ones? Stick to the other ones. Just the button that's not working?
I don't know. I look like a fucking walkie-talkie repairman.
Turn it on, turn it on.
This part here is one of the tougher parts of the trail. This is where you get off the main trail a little bit and start descending a really rutted out hill to get down to Panther Rock itself. There's 20 or 30 different little sections of this you can take, and I just picked what looked the best for me. Some of the spots were a little bit rutted out, and some of them were pretty manageable to get through. So this is a spot where you'll just have to be careful, take your time, and pick your line to get down there.
Yeah, he is. We're going towards dead end now. I think he doesn't know that. We're going to dead end. Hopefully it's something cool. I'm starting to think.
And here we are actually pulling up to Panther Rock, and this is a pretty freaking big rock, and you can drive out a bit further than I did. but there's a huge crack in it, and I really didn't feel like driving all the way to the tip of it and having my Jeep luckily be the one that just breaks the whole rock off the face of the mountain, so I only drove out about halfway onto it. This is just another good example of why we go on these trips, is just to see things that you otherwise wouldn't see, and to see things that you just can't see if you don't have an off-road vehicle. I mean, some of the views you see are just incredible, and they definitely just don't have views like this where we're from in Chicago. So that's why we make these trips right here. As we started climbing back up out of this rutted area, there was a UTV that was following us down this trail. I guess apparently he rolled over in one of these ruts, but I didn't see it. Eric helped him get flipped back over. I think it was a pretty easy recovery, and then we just made it the rest of the way back up this section of trail. And once you get to the top of this section of trail, you get to what I would call the hardest part of the trail. There's a rocky hill and a ledge, which I got hung up on a little bit, just kind of picked a bad line the first time. And then you go up past that ledge, and there's a few more little rocks. There's a bypass for that section as well. If you want to just go straight up the hill and avoid that as well, you can.
thing in your front tire. Bring it.
Yeah, that's what I've been trying to do.
Real slow. There you go. Keep it like that. Keep it turned like that, and just see if you can get it to scoot around that.
What do you mean scoot around and rotate that way?
Yeah, you want the back end to scoot that way a little bit.
Oh.
If you can. There you go. It's a big bite. Can you try to like bump it?
I mean, I can.
I wouldn't bump it hard that way. I would turn a little bit driver. If you're gonna bump it.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to. I don't know if that's going to be the answer.
Oh, look at it. Huh? The only thing you're on is this.
Yeah, right. I could tell because I rotate right around it.
You've got this, go over here. I just don't want you to bump it and then like end up getting.
Oh yeah, no, I just want to go way over here.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to do is just because I hit that rotated, I just want to go way over here. Because I can get here.
Maybe you can go around it.
Yeah, I can go around it.
We're getting there. Yeah, it's a little bit of a weird one. You're gonna try to take it real high as you can just get around it. You're small enough to make that turn. I don't think that option's available for us. Is that your tire getting into your shock?
Shock, fender, I don't know.
I think your tire's there.
They touch a lot of things, yeah.
There it is, there it is. Oh! Yeah, come on, go, 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 go. Perfect.
Overall, this was a really fun trail to run. It had couple of challenging sections, but for the most part, it was a pretty simple trail. It was a little bit longer, and it's very scenic, had a lot of good views to enjoy. Obviously, Panther Rock is pretty amazing. I would highly recommend this trail to anybody that's more in the moderate trail kind of category. Like I said, it's pretty simple trail, but definitely has its challenges, so it's really an enjoyable trail for anybody that's not looking for anything too hardcore, but is also looking for things a little bit harder than some of the main road type trails. One last thing to keep in mind with any trail at Windrock, this place is insanely massive. Like, you really don't understand the scale of it until you've been there. To get from the end of this trail back to the campground, it took us over 2 hours of just taking the easiest, like, G trails that we could find. So the scale of this park is just insane if you haven't seen it before. So just keep that in mind when you're picking trails, is just be ready to be out there for a full day. That's going to be a wrap on this one, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments if you guys like this video. I've been trying to change up the formatting of the video a little bit, and I just want to see if you guys enjoy it, see if maybe you guys got some advice for me to maybe make these videos a little bit better for everybody. But as always, thank you for watching. Overall, this was a pretty enjoyable trail. It was long, had some challenges, and had some great views. And I would highly recommend this trail to anybody who's more in the moderate trail category. Um, you're really probably not going to have any problems, but there is a little bit of challenge there that makes it a little bit more exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thanks for watching, and let me know if you guys like this video. I'm trying to kind of change up my video formatting a little bit to maybe make it a little bit more enjoyable for everybody. So let me know in the comments what you guys thought and if I should keep making videos more like this.